Finally, we got them. AirPods Max are official. They're here, but not in the way Apple wanted them to be. There's a few key features from these things missing from the final product. Oh, also, there's a whole other model that we don't have yet. There's a lot more to this story. So out of all of the other AirPods Max videos in your subscription feed right now, I promise you, this one is the most in-depth and the most exclusive. Want tech news in a way that doesn't suck? Hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications, or else. Yep, I'm just threatening you now. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Front Page Tech, FPT FPTA, the show that gives you all latest tech news from one geek that is me to another that is you. Not a normal, first of all, happy Wednesday, happy hump day to all of you. Not a normal show today, bit of an FPT special report. Let's talk about this stuff. So they did it. Apple finally gave us AirPods Max in a surprise press release. I say surprise because, well, it wasn't really that. We already knew, thanks to leaker Love to Dream, that there was a Christmas surprise coming, and speculation has been all over the place about these headphones. And this is why you gotta follow me on Twitter. Just a couple days ago, I tweeted the word Max, M-A-X, just that, and let everyone sort of figure it out themselves. There were a lot of guesses, and yes, quite a few people guessed AirPods Max. And in the last episode of this show that went out yesterday, right before AirPods Max came out and was official, I left a little bit of a hint in there for you. Literally one hint in one frame of the entire episode. You might have caught it if you stopped right here. 51 seconds in, you can see the word Max. We have been talking about these headphones for so long, and it is so cool to finally have them. It's really cool to actually see them, the real thing. You might remember these. If you didn't see them here, you definitely saw them other places across the internet. Months ago, we gave you these first renders that were based off of videos that I received from a source of the real deal. We had a couple real pictures and real videos of the headphones that I then gave to Concept Creator. This was in order to protect the source that gave them to me, and Concept Creator, based on those pictures and videos, made these renders for you. And now, looking at the final product, man, was it close. Absolutely amazing work from Concept Creator, so if you don't follow him yet, make sure you do that. And keep in mind, we gave you these after we gave you the first AirTags renders. So now that you know what AirPods Max look like compared to our renders, hopefully that helps you sort of determine how much you can trust our AirTags renders. And to be fair, you were even warned about the price tag, which is a lot. I know. A while back, I mentioned that the renders that we gave you of what we thought at the time were going to be called AirPods Studio, I mentioned that those were the luxury model, and that the price for those would be closer to $599, not the rumored $349 that we've been hearing about. Because, as I mentioned, there is another model, a lower quality sport variant, which leads us to the question, where is it? Where is that other cheaper model? You see, there's a lot more to this story, and that's what this video is for. So allow me to take you behind the scenes a little bit. In October, right before AirPods Max were about to hit mass production, I reported that there was a pretty major hiccup. Because of that, mass production had to be halted and a few key features were cut from the unit, stating that because of this delay, they would not be ready to ship until December at best. And here we are. Now keep in mind, that was October. October wasn't that long ago. That's how quickly they had to move to make these last minute changes, which is kind of honestly amazing and impressive by itself. And after my sources told me that a few important features were going to be removed from the final product, they did right up front tell me, hey, the renders that you shared are still likely to be accurate. We're so far into this that even after they take some features away, they're gonna look a lot like that. And if you look at the renders that we put out compared to the real thing, you can see exactly that. They're very similar, but there are a few differences that point directly to the fact that features were cut. Let's run down the list, shall we? First of all, from what I was told, AirPods Max were supposed to have touch panels on the ear cups, meaning that you could tap them, swipe around them, and use them for gesture control. That's one of those features that unfortunately just didn't make it to the final product, and it's also likely why the price is now $50 less than what I had originally reported. Instead of touch-sensitive ear cups, they placed this. Sweet Jesus. I'm sorry. I'm gonna try to get through this next part. It's hilarious. Instead of the touch-sensitive ear cups, they put this digital crown on top of one of the cups. Like, literally, the digital crown from your Apple Watch is on the headphones. And obviously, that is not something that was in my renders. Another notable feature that was cut, and honestly, I was pretty disappointed by this one, they were supposed to be reversible. Like, you were supposed to be able to put them on however you'd like, and the headphones would automatically detect which ear was the left and which was the right. Instead, now, in the final product, inside the ear cups, there's a faint L and a faint R to differentiate left and right. The headband was also modified a bit. In the prototypes, the headband could be removed. See this little cushion up here? Yeah, just as in the final product, how the ear cups are magnetic and swappable, in the prototypes, the headband was supposed to be that way as well. Obviously now, the final version isn't like that at all. Mark Gurman from Bloomberg also reported on some of those headband issues like a month or so ago. To be honest, at first I wasn't sure about this video because to me, all this behind the scenes stuff is so interesting and so fascinating, but I didn't know if you, like the regular casual viewer, would care. I didn't know if you'd give a shit. But let's be honest, who else is gonna give you an AirPods Max video like this one? We're some of the people that have worked on this story for so long behind the scenes. So obviously we know more than most, and I think it's pretty cool if we get to share it with you. I mean, if I was a viewer, I'd love to hear this sort of stuff. And it's amazing to think that literally up to the very last second, Apple was still working on and tweaking these headphones. That just a couple months ago, we had a pretty different product being worked on. One with more features that simply didn't make it this time around. But of course, I would expect those same features that didn't make it this time to return and make it in the second iteration of these headphones, whatever those look like. And now, this way, you sort of get a better idea of just how recently Apple was still working and tweaking these things. That goes to show you just how quickly they got them out the door. Like mass production for the models that you're getting now, the final product, just wrapped like a little bit ago this month. And they didn't make a lot of them. That's why now, if you want to buy a pair of AirPods Max, you're gonna have to wait months to get them. That's because, like I said, they just finished that first round of mass production and they didn't have a large inventory. That brings me to this. There is another model that was being worked on alongside these luxury $550 headphones. A much cheaper, affordable $349 pair. A sportier model, if you will. And with that lower price tag, it's probably more reasonable and accessible for a lot of you. But like, now that AirPods Max are out by themselves, will we ever get this version? In fact, to be fair, it wasn't until maybe like a week ago that I was told that AirPods Studio, what we thought would be AirPods Studio, that the final marketing name would actually be AirPods Max. I found that out like a week ago. Name changes like that happen, and marketing names, final marketing names, can happen rather last minute. For example, fun fact, internally in code, Apple refers to these as HeadPods. Yep, which reminds me, remember when the first set of rumors for these things, like for the first year or so, rumored that they would be called Studio Pods or something like that? Turns out that wasn't too far off from what Apple was calling them internally. I was the one that earlier this year leaked that Apple would actually be sticking to the AirPods branding. And they did, they just didn't end up calling them Studio, they called them AirPods Max. But because they called them Max, because the name is AirPods Max, does that even leave room for another model? Think about it. We have AirPods, AirPods Pro, and now AirPods Max. That's kind of a complete lineup. The only way that I think they could fit another model would be maybe like an AirPods SE, or who knows, AirPods Sport. Either way, I have not, want to be clear there, have not been told that this other variant, this more affordable model, is canceled. So if we see it, are we going to see it in March of 2021? Will we see it at all next year? If I had to speculate a bit, I would say the AirPods Max is just the starting point. What we got yesterday was what Apple believes are high-end luxury headphones. So I honestly do believe that we will eventually get another more affordable model that will be used and marketed to be sold to the masses. Something for fun, sporty, and not as expensive, because making it more affordable makes it more accessible. Either way, I'm gonna keep working on this story and I'll find out what happened or what is happening to that other model, and I'll keep you updated. Obviously, you'll be the first to know. All I know out of this is that I have a really cool job. I grew up getting to be surprised about Apple products, and now I get to see working prototypes months and months before anyone else, and I get to share them in the form of renders or pictures or whatever with you, hundreds of thousands of people. It's so f***ing cool to see renders like the ones that we made be fully brought to life by Apple in a final product, complete with typical Apple marketing and promos. So that's why, for me, no matter what you might think about AirPods Max, yesterday was a really cool experience for me. So thanks for watching, and thanks for giving me the coolest job ever.